The Catherian war fleet materialized at the edge of the Sol system like shadows given form. 47 vessels of impossible geometry hung in the void, their crystalline hulls refracting starlight into patterns that hurt to perceive. Admiral Vexthul stood on the command deck of the flagship, his forearms clasped behind his back, watching the tactical displays with cold satisfaction. "Target acquired, Admiral," reported his intelligence officer, Morgath. "Third planet from the star. Primitive electromagnetic signatures detected. No subspace communication capability. No energy shields. They haven't even achieved faster-than-light travel." Vexthul's predatory smile revealed rows of obsidian teeth. After 2 centuries of conquest across 17 star systems, this would be another simple annexation. The Catherian Empire had perfected the art of domination. Identify weak species, demonstrate overwhelming force, accept their surrender, integrate their resources. "Biological assessment?" Vexthul demanded. "Carbon-based bipeds. They call themselves humans." Morgath's voice dripped with contempt. "Average lifespan barely a century. No natural armor, no enhanced strength, no acidic blood or regenerative capabilities. Physically inferior to every sentient species in our catalog." The Admiral studied the blue-green world spinning lazily in the darkness. Its inhabitants had no idea death approached from the stars. In 6 hours, their primitive governments would receive the Catherian ultimatum: submit or be eliminated. In Vexthul's experience, the choice was always submission. "Sir," called the weapons officer, "should we prepare the pacification arrays?" "Not yet," Vexthul replied. "Run standard reconnaissance first. I want to know their population centers, military installations, industrial capacity. The Emperor prefers efficient conquests. What followed should have been routine." The Catherian scanners penetrated the planet's atmosphere, mapping cities, identifying technology levels, cataloging resources. But as the data streamed in, something went wrong. "Admiral," the science officer Krelnok spoke with uncertainty. "The geological surveys are unusual." "Unusual how?" "Sir, I'm detecting massive crater formations across all land masses. Impact signatures suggesting asteroid collisions of unprecedented magnitude. The entire planetary surface shows evidence of repeated devastation." Vexthul's interest sharpened. "How recent?" "That's just it, sir. These events span billions of years, and they're not isolated incidents, they're systematic. This planet has been subjected to continuous catastrophic bombardment throughout its entire history." The Admiral moved to the science station, his eyes narrowing as he studied the readouts. The data was staggering. Crater formations larger than Catherian moons, volcanic scarring that suggested planet-wide infernos, sedimentary layers indicating ice ages that should have frozen all life into extinction. "Show me the biological timeline," Vexthul commanded. The holographic display materialized, showing Earth's evolutionary history. What it revealed made the entire command deck fall silent. Mass extinction after mass extinction. Species dying by the billions, ecosystems collapsing. The planet's surface repeatedly sterilized by cosmic violence. Yet life returned, adapted, evolved, grew stronger. "Admiral," Krelnox's voice was barely a whisper. "The current dominant species, these humans, they evolved after the most recent extinction event. 65 million years ago. An asteroid impact generated temperatures exceeding stellar fusion. The explosion was visible across interstellar distances. And they survived that? Not just survived, sir. Their evolutionary ancestors thrived in the aftermath. These humans are the end product of the most brutal natural selection process ever documented. Every genetic weakness, every evolutionary dead end, burned away by planetary catastrophe." Vexthul stared at the data, a chill spreading through his chest. "What about their civilization?" 12,000 years old, but the archaeological record shows repeated collapse and reconstruction. Empires spanning continents destroyed by war, disease, natural disaster, then rebuilt by survivors who learned from the ruins. The tactical officer interrupted, his voice tense. "Admiral, the weapons scan is complete. These humans, they're not as primitive as we thought." "Explain." "They possess enough nuclear weapons to devastate their entire planet's surface. Delivery systems capable of striking any target within their star system. Their military doctrine isn't defensive, it's based on mutually assured destruction." Vexthul felt something cold crawl up his spine. "They would destroy their own world?" "Sir, they've already done it. Multiple times. Their historical records document global conflicts where they used weapons of mass destruction against their own species. They rebuilt afterward. They always rebuild. The Admiral studied the sensor readings again, seeing them with new understanding. This wasn't a soft, civilized species reaching tentatively toward the stars. This was something forged in the crucible of planetary death, tempered by extinction events that would have eliminated the Catherians entirely. Their entertainment broadcasts, Morgath added quietly. We initially dismissed them as fantasy. But Admiral, their fiction consistently depicts scenarios of overwhelming odds, impossible conflicts, last stands against extinction-level threats. They don't create stories about easy victories. They create stories about surviving the unsurvivable. Vexthol's 4 hands were trembling. In 2 centuries of conquest, he had never encountered anything like this. The Catherians had dominated the galaxy by targeting the weak, the unprepared, the civilized. They had never faced a species that had been systematically hardened by cosmic violence. New orders, he commanded, his voice tight with growing fear. All ships, immediate withdrawal. Maximum burn, sir? We're leaving now. Admiral, our orders from the Emperor will be amended when he reads my report. Vexthul turned to face his staff, his obsidian teeth visible in what was no longer a smile. We catalog worlds based on their technology, their energy output, their obvious military capabilities. We never thought to look for the species that had been tested. As the Catherian fleet engaged their drives and fled toward the edge of the system, Vexthul began composing his report to the Emperor. Species classification, human homeworld Sol 3. Recommendation, immediate quarantine zone establishment. Do not engage. Do not approach. Do not make contact under any circumstances. Reason, this species represents an evolutionary anomaly. They are the product of 4 billion years of planetary trauma. Every catastrophe that should have eliminated them instead made them stronger. They are not conquerable because they have never known true peace. They are not defeatable because they have already survived everything the universe could throw at them. We have made a grave error in our expansion. We assumed that intelligence and civilization were signs of weakness, that comfort bred softness. The humans prove otherwise. They are what happens when intelligence evolves in hell. Avoid Sol system at all costs. The report would change Catherian military doctrine forever. Throughout the galaxy, other species would receive similar warnings. Earth became the first world in galactic history to achieve protection through reputation alone. The humans never knew how close they had come to invasion, or that they had won a war without firing a shot simply by being the survivors they had always been.